Time moves quietly. One day we're here living our story, and the next, we're a photograph in someone else's hands. I've been looking at old photos of relatives, many of whom I've never met, strangers really. And yet, when I stare at their faces, I see something familiar, a resemblance, a piece of me in them. They lived their lives, they laughed, they worried, they dreamed, and now their stories are mostly forgotten except for these frozen moments in time. And it makes me wonder, what do I want my own photographs to say someday? That I held back? That I let time slip through my fingers? Or that I lived fully, deeply through every ordinary day? Because one day I'll be just another face in an old photograph. And if someone looks closely, maybe they'll see a reflection of themselves. Maybe they'll wonder who I was. So I want to live in a way that leaves no doubt that life can be fragile, yes, but it's also beautiful, and it's meant to be lived.
Happy Thursday, early October. Tuesday late night, I got back from my ride on the Gap with my buddy Kevin. The one and only Kevin! Took yesterday off. This morning I got up, started downloading all my footage. I got a process for editing. I've gotten a lot better at it. It used to take forever. But step one in the process is to make a good cup of coffee, which I did. Step number two, well, this was a mistake. I opened the blinds to my office. Beautiful fall day out. And I thought to myself, Brian, what are you doing? I pulled up the reservation system for the campground down here in Cape Henlopen, and well, I reserved a campsite just overnight. It is too beautiful of a day to sit and edit footage, so I'm just being an honest quote-unquote YouTuber. You're gonna have to wait a few more days. Which, that's weird. You're gonna see the Gap video first and then this one. Anyway, whatever. Let's go ride. Too beautiful. It's not going to surprise you. This is one of my favorite trails. Yes, I say that about every trail. Let me put a qualifier. This is my favorite trail that's only an hour and a half away. Oh, get some sea breeze in the nostrils. Awesome. All right, as promised, I'm going to share the last Healthy Mind segment. Someone asked me the other day if I was going to compile all of these into a single video. I don't think so. Those videos don't do very well. But someone else asked me if I was going to write them down into maybe like a booklet. And I think I might try that. Maybe, you know, wintertime starts getting cold and I'm at home. Yeah, I might do that. Tell you what, if you're interested, tell me you're interested and maybe I'll do it. It'll motivate me.
Okay, I feel the need to issue a bit of a gentle warning here. I'm going to talk a lot in this video. I saved the most important topic, at least the most important to me, for last. In fact, I think it's probably one of the most crucial aspects of mental health. But some of you don't like all the blabbing. That's okay. I'll get back to less blabbing in the next video. Go back and watch that Gap video. I think it was pretty good.
So, if you want to maintain a healthy mind, I think this is probably one of the most important things. It's easy to say, but I'm going to have to cover it in a couple segments, I should say. And as important as it is, this is one of my favorite breweries, so I'm going to stop for a refreshment. Look at those clouds. The Healthy Mind item. It's easy to say. Love one another. Love one another. Easy to say, hard to do. I'm gonna start with a story. It goes back to, I think I was probably 8 or 9 years old. My dad was taking me to a Bengals game. They're playing the Steelers. So if you remember the Steelers in the mid-70s, they were awesome. They've always been pretty good. But when they'd come to town, the Bengals would get destroyed. And we're riding down to the stadium in the car. And I just blurted out. Again, I was probably 8, 9 years old. I said, I hate the Steelers. And my dad laughed. But then he got a concerned look on his face. And he said, Brian, we don't hate people. I know you're just talking about sports, but we don't hate people. We don't even use that word. I've never forgotten it. Every time I've been inclined to say I hate something or I hate somebody, I remember my dad. 50 years it's been. We don't hate people. You see, I don't know about you. I grew up that hatred was a character flaw. It was an ignoble emotion. It was something that you avoided. It was something that was, if you had hate in your heart, there was something wrong. But something's happened, and I don't exactly know when. Hatred has turned into kind of a mainstream reaction. I think it's something to do with politics, which I don't follow. I avoid, and I avoid because of that reason. I was watching something the other night, and a person was talking about
someone they knew that voted for a candidate that they didn't like. And they said, I don't care. I hate that person, and I'm never going to be their friend. And it made my blood run cold. Because the way the person said it was as if it were a virtue. Hating someone was normal. And if you didn't hate the person because of their political views, something was wrong with you. I don't know when it happened. I don't know when this happened. Has it been around forever? Have I just been ignorant? That concerns me. I think it was Benjamin Franklin who said, beer is proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy. If you don't like beer, that's okay. Sorry. No offense. You know, closer to current times, it's been all over the news, was the murder of a young man named Charlie Kirk. Now, in full disclosure, I didn't really know who Charlie Kirk was. I kind of recognized his face. My kids knew who he was, so I think maybe he might have been more known among younger crowd. But I took it on myself to go watch some of his videos, some of his commentary, talks. And I said, I don't like politics, okay? Some of his opinions I absolutely agreed with. Some of his opinions I didn't agree with. But one thing that is absolutely fundamental, to me at least, no one should be shot because of their opinions. I don't care who it is. I don't care what they're espousing. It was shocking. But I think what was even more shocking and perhaps more disturbing were people, seemingly normal people, celebrating his murder. And again, I'm not trying to be political. I'm not trying to step in that. I'm talking about hatred. It's awful. It's just awful. Hatred is something that eats away at you. Destroys your mind, destroys your heart, turns you into somebody that you don't want to be. Yes, even down to celebrating the death of someone. Who does that? So what's the answer? The answer is to love one another. Now, what does that mean? Well, that's the next segment.
You know, maybe the fundamental question really comes down to what is love and hate. You know, hate's treating someone as less than human, not worthy of sharing the ground you walk on, the air you breathe. I guess love's the opposite. Seeing people as human, seeing people as worthy of respect, kindness, graciousness. Not finding reasons to discount someone. Seems like we're living in an age when we're coming up with all kinds of reasons to discount people, treat them as less than human. But again, perhaps the hardest reality is what hatred does to you. I mean, what it can do to others, we've already talked about. What it does to you is just destroys you from the inside out. What's the antidote? Shock! Love. Loving someone. You know, when you choose to love someone, you choose to act in love towards someone, it's amazing what happens. You feel a weight off your shoulder. You feel clean inside. Your heart feels better. It's a beautiful thing. All right, this last segment, I just saw the sign for trail courtesies. I'm gonna give you some practical love courtesies. You know, this isn't an exercise in pointing the finger at other people. You know, it's not love people if they love you. Be nice to people if they're nice to you. I'm not naive. I know there's people that wake up in the morning hell-bent on hatred. Heck, I wake up some mornings in a bad mood. I don't exactly have love and kindness at the start. It takes work. It takes effort. So here's some ideas. If you're part of an organization, an institution, a club, and they encourage you to hate people, get the heck out of there. Don't go back. If your favorite YouTuber, media personality, Hollywood celebrity, they encourage you to hate people, disrespect people, treat them as less than human, turn them off. Get away. Next time somebody does something to you, cut you off on the road, let them in. If they flip you off, wave to them. Say something kind. Next time a coworker does something to harm your career, don't plot revenge. Go do something good. You know, part of this for me, there's a beautiful prayer in the Old Testament. I'm gonna put it right there. I started praying that for the people that I had a hard time with. Guess what? Rather than being filled with anger, rather than being wanting revenge, guess what? That went away. Now I can't take responsibility for how people act. You can't either, but you know what you can do? You can take responsibility for yourself. Someone doesn't want to act in love. Too bad for them. You act in love anyway. You can make the world a better place. You know, you really can. That's not just some cliche to make us feel better. You can love people even if they don't act in love. All right, that's it. That's the end of the Healthy Mind. I hope it meant something. I really just felt incredibly compelled to share those thoughts. So, if it got you thinking, good. If you want to discuss them further, I am always open. There's the email. Reach out. I'd love to talk about some of that. And if you've got things that you want to share, I want to hear them. You know, life is meant to be awesome. And there's nothing worse when our minds get wrapped up around stuff that just doesn't help us, doesn't do anything for us. Wonderful evening last night. A little campfire, cool night, breathing in fresh air. You know, I haven't been able to camp for a while. It's a long story. But I Well, I broke the rules. I went camping last night. How awesome. Beautiful. You know, so many of my videos are about traveling places and seeing new parts of the country, and that's fine. But I'll tell you what, the benefits of an overnight trip, I can't emphasize it enough. It's awesome. Less than 24 hours. Just beautiful. You know, look up a state park nearby. Go out there and spend the night. Oh, it's just awesome. It is a cool morning, overcast, not supposed to rain. But if you notice, people on this trail are really, really bundled up. It's like 60. Not freezing cold, but oh well, anyway. Awesome. Thought came to mind last night. There's a quote. It's been ascribed to Robin Williams, but I don't know if it's Robin Williams or somebody else. Let's say Robin Williams. He said, be kind to people, because you never know what battles they're fighting. You know, this is from a guy who was in despair about health issues, made people laugh. Nobody knew what he was fighting. Very few people. But I think that's something about love, because you don't know what's going on in their lives. You may have caught somebody on one of the worst days of their life. You don't know it. Yeah, I got a story. You know, one of my trips down the C&O, by the way, I am out of breath, and it's because there is a big time headwind. So I may have to do this one in segments. Anyway, if you've ever been to DC, you know, one thing about that town, district, is there's always a protest going on. Go to the Capitol, go to the Supreme Court, go to the White House. And if you're not careful, you will get swept up in one. Yes, it's happened to me on 2 separate occasions. I had stopped at a stoplight on my bike when all of a sudden I had a group of protesters around me. A cop started yelling at me, and I'm like, dude, I'm not with this group. I'm just riding my bike. And he's yelling at me. I did what he said, just for the record. On another occasion, I had stopped at the Washington Monument to get some photos. And I don't know, it was about 5 minutes. I leaned my bike up against a post. And when I came back, there was a protest and a counter protest assembled right there in the field by the monument. And mind you, I just wanted to get my bike and go. As I walked with my bike, young lady, I'm gonna guess like in her 20s, she had a megaphone, bullhorn, whatever you call them, and she started yelling, "You blanking this and that and whatever." And suddenly, little old Brian realizes she's yelling at me. And well, you know, maybe a smarter person would have just gotten on their bike and ridden away. Morning. But, you know, whatever. Yours truly. Gotta say something, gotta talk, right? I said, hey, put down the bullhorn for a minute. What's going on? Now, all right. How you doing? Hi. There's a lot of people out on the trail today. All right, where was I? Yeah, I said put down the bullhorn. What's going on? I was wearing a, I think I might even have it on now, a red hoodie, which she mistook as if I was part of the counter group. And I said, young lady, I think I said young lady. I said, I'm just riding my bike through here. I don't know what's going on. And she paused, put down her bullhorn. Morning. And she just paused and looked at the ground. And then she looked at me and she said, I got a lot going on in my life right now. I'm not making good decisions. I think I should go home. I stared at the ground. I didn't really know what to do. Now, for those of you that are longtime subscribers, what you may not know, I'm a hugger. I hate shaking hands. I hug people. So I just kind of looked at her and I put my arms out. She didn't hesitate. I gave her a hug, and you know, it was wild. She was shaking, and I said, hey, it's okay, it's all right. And when she pulled away, she was crying. She shook her head and she just walked away. I'm not against protesting. I'm definitely against violent protesting. But, you know, those kinds of settings, it's easy to dehumanize people, especially at protests. You know, if you don't agree with my sign, you're somehow less human. I just wonder what would happen at so many protests if people were to pause and say, hey, guess what? All those people on the other side are humans. They're all humans. They're worthy of respect and love. You don't know what they're going through in life. Choose to love people. Nice job. What a great overnight. Fantastic. Thanks for coming along. Or thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.